Okay. So I gotta build quite a lot today, actually. Did I update everything on? Let's see. There is nothing being broadcasted to the video. What? What? Oh, there we go. Okay. Um. So basically, I know a lot of people don't like using Foundry. They like using Roll20 because of how easy it is to kind of get running. But Foundry is a lot more friendlier with plugins and add-ons than pretty much what Roll20 is, and it feels very versatile because when you want to do a bunch of back end things, it just feels better, and there's a lot of automation that comes involved too. That I really can never say no to. So, um, let us get into it. So I'm assuming that you got into your own game. I'd done nothing else. I just created a world. I chose 5e D&D for all my tools and all my presets. I'm sure you can use Pathfinder, but I'm just using 3.5, and the version of D&D I'm using of 5 is the 3.31 because there's a lot more add-ons that are widely supportive of this. There's a new rule set for 4.1, but because of how many like stacking add-ons that I have, uh, most aligned with this game period, and it is a very stable period. Again, you got if you think about all the automation and all the parts moving, all these things that are in this game, just kind of to show you all the add-ons that I use, or just the modules that I use in my other game. There is all these different elements that are in the back end running helping me run my game, and it's these are all done by individual artists. Or no, sorry, I'm sick, so a little bit loopy. I do apologize. Not artists, but they're all done by individual people who code these individual models to help improve the game. Every sorry, usually every Wednesday, aside from the holidays, we have this. You know, we have a game every for about like 11 hours or not 11 hours. It's every Wednesday for like 4 hours, and I'm the DM, and I've been DMing for this game over a year. I've been playing D&D for like over 10 years now. Um, and yeah, I was late coming into D&D because mostly uh, I was kind of sheltered as a kid, so I didn't really have a chance to um, really experience it with friends until now. I did like the byproducts of D&D, um, but until then, I never really got to play the game. Oh, I had to blow my nose 1 second. You know, used to be. I'm back. Used to be in dungeons. I used to be a big, big video game enjoyer. Still am, but so yeah, I digress. I can answer questions if anyone shows up, but let me keep on chugging along here because this is going on YouTube as well eventually. Um, so I want to make a new scene here. Let's do this. Let's let's say you're in Foundry the first time and you want to just start getting the game going. So you're gonna go here to create a scene. I'll just do that real fast for you guys. Just to create a scene. It's a tavern. Um, and this navigation question is basically do you want the players to be able to see it on top here? And you know what? I'm sure. I want all players to be able to see it, even when we navigate to like a cave or something. We can always tab back into the tavern. If you ever feel like this gets overcrowded up top, you can always turn off this button, and it doesn't delete the map, but it hides it. It kind of puts it in it archives it for you in here on the right side. It doesn't delete it. I have learned that recently, and I should have known that, but you know. For background image, we are going to choose a tavern. And from my own, hold on. Hold on, hold on. This is my extremely unorganized. I want to do. We could do this one, I guess. It's pretty easy, right? So when you want to import this one, it's a basic tavern test. Okay. To basic tavern. Well, you know what? Let's just hit OK. Let's just hit OK, and we'll show you what happens. Sit, stay, save, and here it is. It's on the right side. And then to go see it, you can go right here, the view scene, or you can go up here to activate. To activate means it will tug everyone's camera, but the view scene over here means that only you can see as a DM. So let's go. Okay. So as you see, I just imported this picture as a tavern grid, and it's hilariously, you can't really tell, but here, let me kind of make it worse on purpose. You can see it, this grid is just off center, horribly. Not intentional by any means. It just means I got the coordinates wrong. To fix this, however, so it's 18. Hold on. I'm drawing a blank now. 24 times 4, 96. Okay. So we're gonna throw in 96 and throw in the dimensions. 1820 by 420. Configure. Oh, it's already done. Boom. Is it 96 here? And if we're lucky, not like this. It wasn't 72, was it? For some reason, it might be 72. I'm just going crazy. Let's see. It's definitely not 72. It's 80. Oh boy. I'm drawing a fat blank here. I forgot what the division was. We're going to go set up real fast and look at my other game because I forgot the proper stats for this. So 1 second. We're about to see into what an actual game looks like with proper everything running. I have so much stuff on here; it takes a second to load. So give it a second. Again, this game's been running for a year, so it's you know. Let's see. I think it's Aiderd, right? Aiderd, Gilded Chalice, configure. Oh, it's 70. Okay. 70 is the magic number. Okay. And then it's Aiderd Tavern. Okay. I'm a mess today. That is wild. That is wild. Okay. Let's go back to return setup. Let's go to demo world. All right. So, we're back to tavern. We're gonna change. Uh, we're gonna change this a little bit. So it happens. You're just like, oh man, the tavern I didn't want to use isn't the tavern I want to use after all. So we're gonna change the file, and then it was 72. Or was it 70? It was 70, I think. Yikes. There we go. When you're looking at something and something seems off, and you're just like, yeah, that seems off. That's exactly the moment I'm having right now. There's no way. Am I having a stroke right now? Like, oh boy. I promise. Maybe it's because we're streaming this, right? So it's only natural for me to goof this up. Give me a second. All right, back to it. Doo. Oh, it's 20. Okay, so that's what it is. It's 28. 18, 20. Wait, let me just do this. XD. That's why. When I changed the picture, it didn't update the height automatically. And that's what happens. And it's still fighting me. Sometimes you have to break it on purpose. They click that little button, and there we go. There we go. Look at that. Look how clean that looks now. Okay. So, you're probably wondering what you imported things, and this should work. However, depends on how you want to run your game, right? So if you're in here and you was like, hey, everyone start logging in, and you have everyone, you create username logins for other people using user management right here, and that's the login. So I'm gonna log in with a test, another player too, just to kind of show you. Hold on. I had to let me make another window for this because yeah. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. It's not what I want. Let's do window capture. before I hit OK, let's hit left 11. And then doop doop doo. We're gonna hit OK because it's hidden, and you'll see it drags over here that it's darkness. So you can change that depending on how you want it. Let's say lighting, right? So let's go turn this off for a second. To fix this, I could do this together in the same window. To fix this, you can just go, hey, I want to turn token vision off. And then the players can see everything. And you're like, okay, well, maybe that's a little too much. So let's, for now, so let's say you intend to have token vision so the player can not game the system and pretend not to see everything. It's a little bit better than a tabletop in that regard because you can hide things from the players a lot easier instead of having this giant token or giant thing not visible. So we're gonna make a wall. We're gonna make some walls, and this will limit the vision of players. Again, we're just making walls. We're not making doors. So I mean, you can zoom in for. Depends on how sticker you are for preciseness. I can be when it comes to some games, so I just but since it's like a quickie tavern kind of situation, just kind of. Every wall here has to. I like to be able to just show the players the wall. So it's it's to be honest, I think it shows hey, by the way, there's a wall here, and because usually when players don't see the wall, they're like, what is beyond this seam I can't see, and if they see a little bit of wall, it kind of gives them oh, it's actually a wall. Okay. Guess we can do that. Actually, let's go a little further. Yeah. Like how, dude, of all the songs that comes on, this one plays. I never heard the song since I played this game 20 years ago. Kinda wild. Must be a good night, I guess. All right. So the walls are done. Yeah. For the sake of walls, we'll just call this done for now, and then we're gonna put in some doors. So there's for this option here, I was using basic walls, and then we're gonna go down the doors over here, and then these blue looking things. And now this place has all doors. Oh, sorry, one more. Okay. Now you're probably thinking okay. Um, but hey, you want to have walls. You want, let's say you see a bar here, right? And you're like, wait a second. You see pillars. You kind of want people to not be able to climb on top of those, right? Just from being apes, right? So let's do that. Let's change this wall properties here. So you can go click it. Movement restriction, normal. No light, no sight, no sound restriction. and then hit update. And this means people can look basically walk up to the bar and see past it and not actually interfere with it. Actually, that's a good point. We'll call this a little bar that lifts up, right? Or something like a little thing that the bartender can walk by if they need to leave. So we'll do that to this one. None, none, none. So we'll go back to the doors here. Okay, so so when you come to the unit, the selector token control, you'll see the doors can be open on your side, and if you right click, you can lock the door. Um, so let us do the tables real fast. Actually, you know what? Let's not do the tables. Let's just do the stairway. Oh, that's a door. Sorry. This way, people know that it's a door, it's a stairway, so they can't fall off the stairway and jump onto the table like that. Assuming that it looks like there's rails, right? So, all right. I think now you're probably wondering, oh shit, there's a second story. We'll get to that. We'll definitely get to that. Right now we're just doing the casual how to set up a first session tavern and like maybe a cave, and we'll work on we'll get there. So now we have also, let's say you want to turn token vision back on. You're like, oh man, the player still can't see anything. If you look at the map kind of closely, there's some lighter spots like the artist kind of drew, kind of giving the idea of like chandeliers on the map. Or I like to interpret it that way, and the fireplaces, right? So let's do some illumination to match these things. So I like to think that the bright light is actually the max of the 18. So we're gonna go 20 bright, and then we're gonna go 40 dim. And now, just to give you an idea what this looks like, I don't know if the player's gonna be able to see this, but let's see. I think the player cannot see it yet. Okay, because they don't have anything on the map to represent what the player sees. So let's create a player, shall we? Player 2. That's completely fine. We'll make characters later. We'll make characters in a little bit. All right, so this is the player 2 token, and this is what the light I just put in the fireplace represents for the player. If you click the player as a DM, you'll see from what their point of view what it looks like. To me, this is not great. I think there should be a bit of a taper from this, so we're gonna drop this to 2010. I think that works. We'll go with that for now. And just to kind of give you an idea, we're gonna change this color to a faint. Okay, so let's duplicate the light. Sorry. To be honest, I mean, if you want to, I mean, this looks fine for lighting, right? The table kind of in darkness. And if you want to have them like take a candle to the table or something, that works too. But you know, not not every tavern has to be the same. You know, it's up to you. But okay. And then the players can open the doors. And just to reiterate what the player sees, let's go to Foundry. Let's take this on. Okay. So when you make a character for player 2, by the way, for the player, this is something I always kind of forget. You have to right click it and configure ownership, and I'm going to give ownership to player 2. Now when I go to my player window, there we go. There he is. Now he can track his own. That's what it looks like for the players. So if you want to adjust lighting to be more bright, let's say you want to have a really bright end, you can. Nothing's stopping you. You're the GM of this world, right? So you want that table to be lit? Boom. You know, if you wanna, you can even turn lights off from the screen too by right-clicking lights. You know, if you wanna make it up to you though. Up to you. And just to kind of show, as a player, you can't really walk over these things. You can't walk over the bar. You know, like you know, can't have people jumping over the counter. You can always lock it. The lift up bar for the players so they can't open it up. Okay. Now, let's see. What could we do to kind of get this? I'm stealing stuff from the other game real fast. Hold on. Yeah, we're logging him out. We're logging him out. Let's hide the player window for a second. I'll show you a macro that helps make characters real fast before we go into this. Being sick is awful, by the way. Because, yeah. So we're gonna use 4d6 best 3 for this new character. I have a macro for this. We got stealing resources from another game. Completely prepared for this lecture today, boys. All right. So in most cases, you want to have players roll in Foundry for your stats, and they can run this macro. When you run it, it drops the 46 best 3, and it does the roll for you, and also sums other things. So you can be like, oh man. Usually what I tend to do is rolls under total 72 total. I have them re-roll because this is unfun to be under you know, that thing, but this is 79, so it's a really well-rounded character. So yeah, let's make this character. Okay. Now as a DM, I really hate this window. I really hate this window. Because it doesn't really let me get in here to edit things. Like I'm trying to like edit thing, right? Um, so typically, what I would recommend before you even use this thing, I would recommend tidy sheets. So we're going to manage module. And we're going to go to tidy sheets. Yes, and we're going to reload the game. There's a bunch of settings, but here let's go look at tidy sheets. And we're gonna sorry, we're gonna swap it to tidy sheets. Ah, here we go. Now this I like. This is how we this is what I like. This is what I'm stuck to because it's a dark mode, and it's a lot easier to edit than the other one. I could go on for days, but we will do this. So we're making a character that fits this stat block, right? So I'm gonna call it a monk. So we're gonna call it. We're gonna go 15, 15, 14, 14. Actually, damn, 8 charisma. That is truly unfortunate. Okay, and here is our player. He's made his stats. Okay. Now you're wondering how to you're wondering to pick class, right? So let's do that. It's so much easier when I actually have a person ask me questions instead of um where is I'm trying to do this from scratch without having the import stuff in to show you guys. Oh, here we go. It's under the compendium, SRD content. We're not gonna use starter heroes because we're just trying to show you how to get everything going. So character features. Let's do background first. I think background might be easier. Is Acolyte really the only thing in here? Wow. Interesting. Why does SRD only have? Why does that's actually wild. Sure. Well, this is well. They just forget. So basically, you can open this thing up and just drag it over their character. We're gonna have him be Elvish, so he's gonna get common and Elvish already. Let's give him Dwarvish and Orcish. All right, classes. This is monk. You see, it's pretty, it's pretty. You follow the prompts. Nothing too crazy. He's a monk. Yeah, we're making him. Instead of choosing a tool, we're gonna be a flute enjoyer. Okay. And we have to do his race, right? SRD content is kind of ass. All right. It's trying to choose cantrip. Drop an item here. That's so wild. We'll go Mage Hand. All right. The player is ready. Wow. I mean, I guess you could use this stuff as starter. It makes it easier, but I'm not a big fan of those. Most players wouldn't be either. They probably want to make their own characters and stuff, so let them do that. Tables. That's so wild that this is that's actually so wild. They have one acolyte in here. Like I can't actually. Oh, they only have acolyte in there. The rest is just D&D content. Wow, that is. As someone who owns the books and not really going from SRD content, that's wow. Okay. All right. Now let's see. um. Now, all right. How do we distinguish player two from the rest of the world? Right. Good question. You know what? You know what it didn't even have me do is it didn't even have me roll HP. I guess 10. I guess 10 isn't. It's 1d8. It's 8 plus. No, that's right. Okay. Maybe because it's on my on my medicine. It's like my medicine. I mean like cold meds. It just seems off. But okay. So here's one thing you have to kind of look out for as a person who does new players in this is when you go, then you want to edit things from here, not in character, because when you drag a character on here, the the token is only referencing this. But so if you edit this thing, it won't save the hard updates to this where the character is stored permanently. So you always want to edit from here as a DM. And you see prototype token. When you open this one, or let's close this and open this one. It says this token, it says prototype. So you always want to edit from here because this is like the master. So keep in mind that this here is, let's call this the art, but not the token. And you want to put the token art in on this one right here, because then if you want to show people the character art, you can just right click and show portrait, like that. So let's see if we can. Sorry. Now I'm just now I'm memeing you guys. Hold on. Oh, that's why. There we go. I have to put it to edit. Hold on. What character do I have in here? Wow. No one will ever see that. Right. Sorry, I got distracted. Fucking people in Discord. Hmm. Oh, perfect. This is actually perfect. Okay. So we're going down here all the way to the bottom. And then we're changing the token to green signal. So you want to update token always. Oh, while we're here in vision, let's look at this appearance, vision, light, resource, basic. You want to when you're for some reason it's weird with like elf and dark vision here. So you always have to go in here and kind of enable light perception. So that's just basic vision, right? Oh, and so when it'll obviously start at 0, and you want you have infinite vision, right? Because you have light perception, and then you want to add up another one and go dark vision, and it's like 120 feet probably from memory, and then I think it's 120 feet without any vision they can see, any light, and now they have dark vision. Took me forever to figure that out, by the way. I sneezed. Hold on a second. Alright, I'm back. Okay. So player 2 has been made. You see none of the changes happen to the token itself, right? It's just, when you click it, it references this though, right? But, so the best thing to do is delete this, repurpose the token, and there he is. Now, zoom in, and that's his token. This edgy player, this edgy monk with, all the details. And if you ever want to show players the art, you just go short portrait, and you have that. And then, and you're pretty much good to go from that point on. And if you can start making NPCs, just keep in mind that when you're making NPCs, it always starts them off as hostile for some reason. So a lot of players will start keying onto that, where if you make everything hostile that they kill, they'll see the red border on things and kind of preemptively think that they're about to fight something, right? Which is not not a good place to start from, right? So let's go neutral, and we're gonna go bartender. I have a bartender in here, our owner. And then our owner. Some fine details in here when you're doing this. With the let's call this bartender. Bartender. I don't have his art readily available, but we're just gonna use his icon. It's high enough res where I could do that and it looks good enough, you know. So when you're dealing with NPCs, you kind of want to go into here, and personally, you can look around to test these settings out, but as is, it's pretty basic and ready to go. One thing that I kind of like to do in this is have hit points, and I like to have it hovered by owner, or else a lot of times when you do this, it will always have your bar showing, and to me, really kind of annoying. And boom, I don't want to see a green bar every time. I think it takes away from the scene for me as a DM. And there we go. You now have your bartender. You have your edgy player 2. And that is like the basics of how to get a tavern running. You can play the stat block here if you want. But yeah, that's honestly the first. That's the basics of getting up and running in Foundry, and then the F5. And then when you have players log in, you choose a color, and then they can start moving a character around. Yeah. And seems my health is kind of going downhill a little bit, but we will wrap this up today, and then we'll do the cave and some more add-ons, and that's it for the night. Thank you, everyone that came tonight, and we'll see you guys